Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies. What's happening? I've got almost since I'm talking about stuff like the Bible, I've got like the biblical beard going on. All right, this is my last day talking about this. Maybe we'll have a debate on a different show, but I wasn't done yesterday. I realized there was some more stuff I thought of later. Some more as more conversations go on, and the more I look at different people's commenting. So do me a favor, guys, like this video, share this video, do all the things with this video. I would much appreciate it. It's more of the conversation. I know a lot of people were kind of going back and forth, and I think some people's tempers died down a little bit on the biblical side, or some people just ignored it. But there's some more verses people kept talking about when I said, one with the earth, and people were talking. And again, there was great conversation. So I'm not slamming anybody per se, but there was some conversations. Again, this is all about the correlation of yoga and Christianity, or the lack of correlation. Processes. So when you look at the Bible, when people give their interpretations, not only are there many variations of the Bible, which a lot of biblical scholars or people that are what I would consider ultra Christian, they would get into it and they would say, this is a better version of the Bible, or this is a better version of the Bible, or these two are really good versions of the Bible. I find that interesting. Again, this is all based on what is a perfect word that has been interpreted by imperfect humans, by man. And there are different verses that we just choose to agree with, choose to pretend like they aren't even there. But then there's the certain ones that we interpret, like the people that have made many comments that say, you can't be one with the earth. You can only be one with God. Well, God created the earth. And then when I look to very specific scriptures, the proof is vague. I mean, it's very, very vague. Yet there's other scriptures that I wanted to bring up, and I brought it up in one of the comments, and I wasn't really answered. Is technically, if we follow the Bible, just hook, line, and sinker to every aspect. Has anybody out there ever called their dad father? I mean, I have. I said my father, my dad, my whatever. There's Matthew 23:9 that says, and do not call anyone on earth father, for you have one father, and he is in heaven. So let's just wipe that right off the list. That right there means that you are doing something that is against the Bible. That's specific. I mean, that is word for word. Whereas all the stuff with yoga, which is spiritual alignment and balance with something that God actually created, the earth. We're all looking. We're poking at straws, and then there's the aspect that I just being on social media is essentially a worship of a false idol. I mean, we spend a lot of time on here. Anybody that pours their heart and soul into a reply that's against some of these beliefs, I've got news for you, is technically probably going against the Bible in many ways. And then there's the whole elephant in the room, the other elephant in the room, the many elephants. There's a lot of elephants in the room on this one. People that are huge sports fans. I love sports. I've gotten much back into sports myself. I don't think that's against God's religion, especially since there's also Ecclesiastes 11:8 that says we should enjoy every day of our lives. We should just not try to forget the dark days, but remember the days of darkness. We should be the days of darkness bring potential for added gratitude for the light. We should enjoy things. We should enjoy things of this earth that aren't blasphemous, like going to a sporting event, or being a diehard fan. Being a diehard fan for a team is essentially you're making a gray area. Like in that moment, are you putting the sports team ahead of God? It's all about this concept of throwing stones from a glass house. And I think that as I look at all the different scripture that has been posted and people using this as an excuse why doing yoga is bad. Meanwhile, other people saying, one person said, I would have never got my balance back after a surgery if I didn't practice yoga and do all these things. Like, oh man, I mean, that sounds demonic to me. Or using Eastern medicine to heal yourself. And when you say Eastern medicine, I said it yesterday, it sounds like this devilish, though. Eastern, it's got to be terrible. Yin yang, it's horrible. You're not you're not believing in a false prophet. You're not believing in a false God. You're believing in a technique that was created by man. Man was created by God. And I know that could be confusing. And I know that there's going to be some ultra Christians that might jump in and be like, well, that's not okay. There's such a gray area in this. And ultimately, as long as at the end of the day, and somebody used the word intent, it matters what your intent is. Your intention is what matters. I'll say that over and over again. And actually, that's how I'm wrapping up. The truth is, when it comes to yoga and Christianity or anything that you do in life, your intention matters. If you're going to the gym and just building your body up as one, but you're doing it in a sense that you want to crush people, you want to be evil, you want to do work of the devil, that's bad. If you want to do yoga to get flexible so you can make sure that you're flexible enough to slide in and rob people's homes, that's probably bad and of the devil. If you are practicing yoga so that you can get closer to the 77 Hindu gods or whatever it might be, that's probably against the wishes of God. But if you're doing yoga because it feels good, where you are one with yourself, you are more flexible, you are a stronger human being, you are a more capable human being, it allows you to enjoy life more, I can't see that as something against the Bible, no matter how you want to give gray scriptures. And when it comes to it, we're all guilty of something in the Bible. For example, like I said, Matthew 23:9, do not call on anyone on earth Father, for you have one Father and he is in heaven. I mean, I think we've all called our dad a father a time or two. None of us are perfect. We all throw stones from a glass house. Just please remember that. Remember, the intention is the most important aspect of this conversation. So he's reading different Bibles that they grew up with. I genuinely surprised some of the differences between Christian Bibles. That's the other thing. They're all, as I said, they are all different. Give people a little bit of grace, give people a little bit of understanding, and realize that if you don't want to do something and you believe that it's against the Bible, great. But the more that you just plaster a very regimented and confusing, and I'm going to be honest, it is a very confusing belief and message, the more you drive people away from Christianity, the more it makes Christians look like loonies. And again, yes, I know you're going to bring up, well, they look like loonies in biblical times. Yep, that's fine. You could believe different than me, but when you actually lead with warmth, understanding, and openness, even better. If you want to go out there and plaster the fact that yoga is bad and of the devil and all these different things, you are free to do that. That is a free will of God. I'm going to suggest that that's not how you bring people to Jesus. That's not how you bring people to God. That's all I've got for you. Real quick, guys, tomorrow's speaking class, register at doubledownspeaking.com. But tomorrow at noon Central Time, I'm going to be going live. Hopefully Cash will be able to join me. Casey, if he's at work, whatever. I have to do the book push again. The book will be down to 99 cents. I will explain tomorrow or in a post or on Tonight's Truth will Set You Free. I'll explain what happened with the first one. We actually did reach bestseller status. Nobody told me that you had to be actually watching the actual list and taking screenshots at the time. So stupid. And there were some things that was done wrong. So, hey, it's a book on overcoming failure. Might as well have to do something twice. So again, it'll be 99 cents tomorrow on Amazon. Don't go look for it now. We have to buy it in a 1 hour span, and I have to get all the data and all that from that book release. So God bless, guys. Remember, don't surrender your pets. Don't be a garbage human being. And remember, the truth will always set you free. God bless.